Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will unravel the story Within the People of the Crater by Andre Norton. The People of the Crater by Andre Alice Norton, published in 1947, is a captivating blend of science fiction and fantasy. The story follows Garin Featherstone, a war pilot struggling to find his place in a post-war world. His journey takes an unexpected turn when an expedition to Antarctica leads him into a hidden realm beneath the Earth's surface. In the subterranean world of Tav, he must rescue the ethereal Thrala from the clutches of the sinister Black Ones. With its rich, imaginative landscapes and timeless struggle between light and darkness, this tale offers an enthralling adventure into an ancient, mysterious civilization. Plot summary. 6 months and 3 days after the Great War of 1965-1970 ended with the Peace of Shanghai, a young pilot, Captain Garin Featherstone, found himself aimless and destitute on the streets of New York. The war had left him with little to look forward to, trained only to fly fighting planes. As he sat on a park bench, bitterly staring at the gravel, a man approached him, a man who seemed to have purpose and security, something Garin sorely lacked. This man was Gregory Farson, an explorer famed for his ventures into the Antarctic. Farson offered Garin a chance to escape his bleak circumstances, proposing that he join his expedition to the icy southern continent. With nothing to lose, Garin accepted. Months later, Garin found himself staring out over the glacial shores of Antarctica as the team unloaded their planes. Farson was obsessed with exploring a mysterious haze that he and other explorers had spotted in earlier expeditions. He believed it concealed a land of immense mineral wealth, perhaps kept warm by volcanic activity. Their journey took them over the ice plains, and soon they encountered the strange phenomenon, a towering wall of bluish haze. As they plunged into its depths, Garin's plane was overtaken by a will not his own. Though he fought against it, some unseen force controlled his descent, steering him through the thick mist. The plane spiraled down below sea level, into a hidden land cloaked in a lush green not seen anywhere on the surface world. Garin's plane crashed among the fern-like trees, and he was left injured and unconscious. When he awoke, he was surrounded by the folk, lizard-like beings of a strange yet noble demeanor. They treated his wounds and brought him to their underground city, a place of great beauty and wonder. Here, Garin learned of the world he had stumbled into, Tav, a land enclosed by the blue haze, untouched by the outside for eons. In Tav, Garin was introduced to the chieftain Erg and the lord of the folk, Trar. The folk were the caretakers of this hidden world, created and uplifted by the Ancient Ones, a race that had come from the stars long before recorded history. The Ancient Ones had established a peaceful society, but their rule had ended in tragedy. A dark faction, known as the Black Ones, had arisen from forbidden experiments and had driven the Ancient Ones to near extinction. The folk had survived, hidden in their caverns, but now their existence was threatened by the Black Ones, who had taken their leader's daughter, Thrala, prisoner. Garin was told of a prophecy, that an outlander would come to free Thrala and bring an end to the Black Ones' reign. Understanding the gravity of his task, Garin accepted the mission to rescue Thrala from the caves of darkness. Armed with a rod capable of destroying anything it touched, Garin set out with Erg to the edge of the folk's domain. The journey took him through Tav's primeval forests and across the River of Gold, the boundary that marked the Black Ones' territory. His only companion was an Anna, a small, loyal creature who served as his guide and protector. Entering the caves of darkness, Garin encountered the twisted servants of the Black Ones, Morgels, rat-like creatures of horrifying size and intelligence. Navigating through the pitch-black labyrinth, he came upon the cruel spectacle of Thrala being held captive by Kepta, the leader of the Black Ones. Kepta was a figure of beauty marred by his malice, and he took pleasure in tormenting his prisoners. Garin confronted Kepta, demanding Thrala's release. Kepta mocked him, but Garin's resolve did not waver. In the chaos that followed, Garin managed to rescue not only Thrala, but also Danton, a captive ally from the Ancient Ones. Together, they made their escape through the treacherous tunnels, pursued by the howls of Morgels and the creeping horrors Kepta had unleashed. At the brink of exhaustion, they crossed back into the territory of the folk. The Morgels could not follow, and the group found a brief respite. Danton explained that their task was not yet over. Though they had rescued Thrala, they needed to destroy Kepta's black throne, the symbol of his power, to end his reign of terror over Tav. As they reached the caverns, the folk welcomed Thrala's return with joy, but there was little time to celebrate. The great mists were coming, a natural phenomenon that would blanket Tav in deadly vapor for 40 days. The folk sealed themselves within their caverns to wait out the danger. During this time, Garin and Danton prepared for the final confrontation with Kepta. The days passed in feverish preparation. The folk, led by Danton and guided by Garin's outlander's courage, readied themselves for the battle that would decide the fate of Tav. They knew that when the mists lifted, Kepta would come, seeking to reclaim Thrala and punish those who had defied him. Finally, the day came when the mists began to dissipate. Kepta and his forces marched on the caverns, but Garin was ready. With the rod of destruction in hand, he led the charge against the Black Ones. The battle was fierce and desperate, but Garin's resolve and the prophecy's power gave the folk the strength to stand against their oppressors. In a climactic struggle, Garin faced Kepta within the Hall of Thrones. The two fought bitterly, but Garin's determination and the support of the folk tipped the scales. With a final, decisive blow from the rod, the Black Throne crumbled into dust, and with it, Kepta's power disintegrated. The Black Ones, now leaderless, fell into disarray. The folk rejoiced, for the prophecy had been fulfilled. Thrala, the daughter of the light, was restored to her rightful place, and the land of Tav was freed from the shadow that had loomed over it for so long. With his task complete, Garin stood among the folk as a hero, no longer the lost pilot of a forgotten war, but a savior of an ancient world. He had found a new purpose in the most unlikely of places, in the heart of a hidden realm where light and darkness had waged a timeless battle. And in the victory over the Black Ones, he had become a part of the legend of Tav. Hope you had fun. There's more where that came from. Explore other books by Andre Norton. Find them below or search Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Andre Norton's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.